खड़ी क्यों? Thank you.
Hello everyone, good afternoon, good evening to all my dear students, and we are back again with the new series on buddy education that is going to strengthen
Hello
up the
student,
preparation for
welcome
your
back to
term
buddy
1
education.
examination.
I hope you
So,
all are doing
before
really
that, let me
great.
just have a
So
quick
student,
check on
आज
the
start
sound.
करने से पहले
Buddies, if
एक
I
बार
am audible
आप
to
मुझे
all of
confirm
you,
कर
give
दो
me
कि
a quick
whether I am
thumbs up in
audible
the
or
chat
not,
box
my
so that
voice is
we can
clearly
begin with our
audible.
today's
If I am
class.
clearly
So
visible to
let
all
me
of
have
you,
a
just
quick check
quickly give me
on
a
the
thumbs
sound
up
part,
on
and
chat
then we will
box.
start our
Yes ma'am,
today's
you are
class.
audible clearly. So let me check from my end as well.
Alright. So we got a thumbs up for this. So now student, this is the series that is going to resolve all your problems related to your doubts, related to your backlogs, and related to the concept clarity, and especially to strengthen up your conceptual
Hello
part.
Akhilesh.
Right? And
Hello
I am very
Latesh.
sure
Hello
by
Inayat.
the end of
Good
this
evening.
series, you are yourself going to say, yes, Monica
Sound
ma'am,
is low.
that we
Okay,
are
Amit.
clear with everything now. We are
Is it very low
confident
or
with our concept.
if we can good to
have
go with
no
this
doubts left with
low voice
whatever
as well?
chapter we have done with you. So I know the confidence that I have for this series, you are also going to have it just right after this
so
class.
the backend team is
So the chapter we
seeing
are
the
going
issue.
to begin is the first
Until
chapter
you
for your
guys
term
just let
1,
me know
and
that now I
is
am
number
clear,
system.
the voice is
right?
okay or
very,
not.
Very
Just keep
important
commenting
chapter.
that voice is low
Now,
or it is better
whenever
now.
you talk about number system, what do? You talk about
Okay.
different kind
Still
of
low.
numbers.
Hello.
Right? Many varieties of numbers are there. And when you talk about number system, you just cater different problems.
Is it
on
echoing
numbers.
as well?
Now, I just want you all to recall the time when the first time you have went to your school, right? It was totally a very emotional scenario, right? When you are crying that,
Hello.
Mama, I don't want to go, Papa, I don't want to go.
Latesh
Your
is
mother
saying
is
that
also
आवाज नहीं आ
crying
रही है.
because
Beta, we are working on
this
it.
used to be the first time when you are going away from her. Though it used to be 4 to 5 hours, but yes, it used to be a very emotional scenario. But try to remember what was
just
the
give me a
first
minute.
thing that you have
I'll be
learned
back.
in mathematics when you went
So
to
there
your
is some voice
KG
issue.
grades, right?
Just backend
Generally,
team is
it
working.
used to be the countings, right? You
Give us
learned
a
it
minute,
like
beta.
1, 2, 3, 4, so on. And later on, you realize that those counting numbers were nothing, but they were the natural numbers. So, the first list of numbers that we are going to talk about in this chapter will be natural numbers. And what are natural numbers? The number that starts with 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. Now, kids, if you just involve one more number, which is 0, right, the list will be changed, the name will be changed. Means the new list that will be having 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on, that list will be now named as whole numbers. I hope now we are clear with natural numbers, we are all clear with whole numbers. Now, the next list that we have is of integers. Now, what are integers? Integers are nothing but new collection of all whole numbers and their negatives, means -1, -2, -3 and so on. And together, the whole numbers and their negative forms a new list of number which is known as integers. Now here we have two separate classification, all the numbers after 1, like this 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on, they are called positive integers, and all the numbers just right after this are called negative integers. But then what about 0? Is it positive integer or is it negative? So you can remember that 0 is neither positive nor negative. So this is one point that we have to remember about 0. Now we have understood about natural, we have understood about whole numbers, and then we have understood about integer. Now the question is, the list is over now, or there is any other type of
Hello.
number that still exists? The answer is yes, there are another kind of number which appears like
Hello.
this. They have two parts, one numerator and one denominator, and the condition of the numerator is that it has to be an integer, and the condition for denominator is that it has to be non-zero integer. And this new list is named as rational number. Very, very important number. All the numbers that can be written in the form of P by Q, where P and Q both belongs to integer, provided Q can never be equal to 0, because in that case the number will be not defined in mathematics. So I hope we are clear with the definition of rational number. Now there is one more definition for rational number when we put down the decimal form of the numbers. You know that we can, if we have something like P by Q, we can always convert them into decimal form by dividing, right? If you will divide P by Q, you will get the decimal form of that number. For example, if you have a number like 1 by 2, right? When you will divide it, you will get a decimal form like 0.5, right? So we can do this with any kind of number which are in the form of P by Q. So now they are saying that there is one more way to identify whether a number is rational or not. And what's that criteria? The criteria is that decimal form should be either terminating, means it should terminate after few decimal place, or if it is non-terminating, then it should be recurring, means repeating. So there are two criteria by which you can decide whether a given number is rational or not. The first is that the decimal form should be terminated, just like this. Alright, the second criteria is if it is non-terminating, then it should repeat. For example, if you write a number like 0.61616161 and so on, right? What this decimal form is saying? It is saying that it is non-terminating, right? Means the remainder is keep on coming. But here you can see that it is recurring, right? So this kind of number is also rational. Now, you may ask one question that, ma'am, how we can be sure about this thing that, alright, this we understand that this will be finally be converted into rational, because you can remove the decimal, it will be 5 by 10. If you will simplify this, you will get 1 by 2. But here, how you can remove the decimal, and how, ma'am, you can be so sure that if it will be non-terminating and repeating, this is going to be converted in the form of P by Q. So for that, you have to just have little of patience. We are going to soon prove that how this form can be converted in the form of P by Q. I guess there is some. Alright, thank you team for telling me that we are going in a fantastic way. Alright, so you know, students, if you are watching me in the camera, you must be thinking that all the efforts is being done by Monica ma'am, but no, there are multiple person who is behind the camera, and one of those person for Buddy Education is Shalini ma'am, who help us for doing all this setup and who help us in all the technical part. Alright, so I just want to say, Shalini ma'am, thank you so much for being available and for, you know, managing all this part. Alright, back to the topic, that we understood that, alright, this kind of number will always be rational. But again, the question is same, that if we talk about naturals, whole, integer, rational, is it the end? Again, the answer is no. There are one more type of number that we are going to cater in this class. And what are those? Those numbers are known as irrational number. Alright. and those numbers are always non-terminating and non-repeating, means the number that will going to have the remainder 1 again and again and again, right? And there will be no pattern that we can observe, and all those numbers will come in separate category, which is known as irrational number. And these are all type of number that you are going to cater in your grade 9. So I hope now till this part we are clear that what all kind of number we are going to talk about in this chapter. And together if we'll put all these numbers in a bag, and that bag will have a new name, and that new name is called real numbers. Means if at any time anyone asks you what are real number, you can say it is the collection of, it is the set of all number that is going to include all rational, all irrational, all whole, integers and natural numbers. So I hope at least we are clear on this part, that what all kind of number we are going to observe in this chapter. All right. Now, let me give you a brief that what all topic are there in your grade 9's first chapter, right? What all topic we are going to discuss in today's class and in the upcoming class. So the first thing that we are going to talk about will be how to find n number of rational number between two given rational. So the first question, the first type of question that we are going to cater in this class, that they will give you two rationals and then they can ask how many rationals are, write down 5 rational number between those two specific number, write 6 numbers between them, write 10 numbers, or they can ask about any n numbers, right? So this is the first kind of question that is going to come in your school examination. The second part is the important one, where we are going to prove how this form, non-terminating and recurring decimal form, will convert into P by Q form. And this is the most important part of this chapter. One of the most, you can say. There is one more portion in this chapter which is really very important, right? So these are the two portions. Then you are going to talk about how to plot irrational numbers on number line, because till your grade 9 you have just studied that how you can draw rational numbers on number line, but in this class you are also going to learn how you can draw a irrational number on number line. And then you will be talking about the second most important concept of this chapter, which is rationalization. This is one concept from which the question will be asked in your school examination, or you can see the question in many Olympiads too, right? So this is one more concept. Then in the end you will be talking about few rules on exponents and few more new identities. So in all, I would say this is that one chapter which is the fundamental of every other 14-15 chapter of your grade 9. So if this chapter's concept is not clear, definitely it is going to hamper the concept for the other chapter, right? So we will make sure that we will keep our pace in that way, that you will understand each and every part that we are delivering here. Rest, if you find any problem, you can comment down, right? We are also going to provide the class notes on Telegram. So make sure later on you are going to join the Telegram channel so that you can get your worksheets, you can get your class notes. Now, let's come to the first question. The question is 0 a rational number? Alright. And then they are saying, if it is a rational number, can you please write it in the form of P by Q? Now, the question is, whenever they are asking about rational number, we have to stick with the basic definition of it. That whenever we say a number is rational, it has to follow the standard form, which is the form of P by Q, where P and Q both belongs to integers and Q is not equal to 0. So, if you see the number 0, right, definitely it is a rational number. But how? The question is how? Let's represent it. So, can you not write 0 as 0 by 1? We can, because 0 by 1 is nothing but 0. Can you also not write it as 0 by 2 or minus 2? Can you also write it as 0 by 3, then 0 by minus 7, etc. So now from each of this form, you can say this thing that yes ma'am, this is in the form of P by Q, maintaining the property of P and Q being integer and Q not being equal to 0. So definitely when it is not hampering in any of the property that is a rational number have, so certainly we can say that yes, 0 is a rational number. Very simple question, right? I hope this is clear to all my students, right? All right, so let me check. Yashika is there. Yashika, thank you so much. And I know that a teacher can only become the best when their students are best, right? So our motive is to make you the best. Our motive is to bring out the best potential of yours so that you can be, very confident in one of those subjects in which everybody is having fair, right? All right, let's move to the next. And the question is on the first concept that I told you, that we are now going to find how we can say that this is the rational number between any two given rational number. Now let's understand the question. They are saying find 6 rational number, all right, between what? 3 and 4. So in this concept, we are going to deal with two type of question. In the first kind of question, the denominator part will be 1, and in the type 2, the denominator part can be anything apart from 0. All right. So this is the first kind of question in which you can see that the denominator of 3 and 4 is 1. Now let's just write it as 3 divided by 1 and 4 divided by 1. Alright, now I'll tell you how you can go with this question smoothly if you'll remember the steps accurately. So the first step, you have to check whether the denominator is same or not. So at this point you can see that the denominator is exactly same. Alright, if this step is okay, move to the step 2. What is the step 2? Then go to the question and ask how many exactly rational number they are asking you to find. So how many are they? 6. So this is the value of n in this question. Alright, if they are asking about 6 rational number, you have to pick the number 7. If they are asking about that find 7 rational number, then you have to pick the value 8. If they are saying find 3 rational number, then you have to pick the value 4, means just one greater than this n. So here n is 6. So the number that we will pick will be 7. Now what you will do with that number 7? You will just multiply this number by 7 and you have to divide by the same number. Means you will multiply and divide by 7 in both of these given number. So then it will become like 3 by 1 into 7 into 7. This will be 4 divided by into 7 into 7. Now next is this will be 21 divided by 7. This will be 28 divided by 7. Alright, now the last step is just to figure out that what all numbers lies between 21 and 28. Right? So the number can be 22, the number can be 23, the number can be 24, the number can be 25, the number can be 26, the number can be 27. You can see all these numbers are lying between 21 to 28. Alright, next is what? Now this is not the final answer. If you will stop here, you will go wrong. Right? You see that there is one denominator part which is 7. So you just put down one more number like this and this and this. And you can count that these are 6 number and all these number will certainly lie between 3 and 4. Means all the values of these number will be in between 3 and 4. Now let's revise this. Alright. So I told you that this is type 1. Type 1 means the question where the digits given will have the denominator as 1. So here you can see that the digit in the denominator is 1. Next step, I told you that you have to pick a value which is just 1 greater than the number which is given in the question. So the value was 6, so you have picked the number 7. Though you can choose any value, but this is just the smart trick that you can use, and then you will never go wrong, right? Alright, so we have picked the number 7. Now the next step was to multiply and divide by the number 7. So we have just multiplied the numerator and divided by 7, and same you have done with 4. So 3 into 7, 21 by 7, 28 by 7. Now what was the last step? You have to just pick all the numbers between these two given numbers which were there in the numerator part. So there was the number 22, 23, 24 up till 27, and then we have written down our final answer like this, and that's it. I know that this is clear to all my students. If not, you can tell me that ma'am it is still not clear, right? I can repeat this again for you. Alright, let's move to the next, and which is the type 2. Now you can see that they are asking about 5 rational number, and the number that they have given are having different denominator. Now in this question we have just one additional step, because in the previous question the denominator was 1 for both the numbers, so it was same. So the step that we are going to follow for this question was not applicable over there, right? So the first step that you will follow over here will be that you have to make sure that by anyhow you have to make the denominator same. So how we can do it? We know for that we have to take the LCM of 5 and 2. So we know that the LCM of 5, 2 is nothing but 10. Now, you have to make sure that the denominator will be equal to the LCM that you have took out. So now if you want 5 to become 10, what you will do? You will multiply by 2. So we will just multiply it by 2. Now if you want other number which is 7 by 2, and if you want 2 to become 10, what you will do? You will multiply by 5. So here I have multiplied by 5. So it will be 3 2s are 6 and divided by 10. It will be 35 and divided by 10. Now you can see that denominator is same. If now you can check that if there are 5 numbers or 6 number or whatever they have asked are present between them, you can just write it down, right? But suppose the number will become 6 over here and suppose 8 over here, right? Then you can't pick 5 numbers in between them. Then again for that you have to multiply it by 6. Why? Because they are asking about 5 number. So which number you will pick? Just one greater, right? So you can pick 6 number, the number 6, and then you would have multiplied by again 6. Alright, but in this question we are not required to do it because there are already 5 number exist between 6 and 35. So what all numbers are there? 7 is there, 8 is there, 9 is there, 10 is there, and 11 is there. We can stop here. There are already 5 numbers, so this will be 10 by 7 by 10, 8 by 10, 9 by 10, and 10 by 10 means 1 will also lie between them, right? And 11 by 10. So according to your requirement, you can write as many as number that he is asking in the question. So I hope the first section is clear, right? Now I just want to explain that part, that what if that there are less than 2 numbers between them. So for that, just imagine you have 6 by 7 and something you have 3 by 7. Okay, just suppose you have reached to this step. Now you can see that there are not 5 number between 3 and 6. So on this step, again you have to multiply it or not. Yes, we have to multiply. Now what number you can choose? Though you can choose any number apart from 1 and 0, but I have told you one smart trick, that you go to the question and ask how many numbers you want from us. The answer will be 5. So what number you will pick? 6. If he is saying I want 4 numbers, then what number you will pick? 5. So just one greater number that has been asked in the question, right? So in this question you would have multiply it by 6. So we know that we have to multiply both the parts, and 6 and 6. So it would have been 42. Now you can see you can have 5 number between 18 and 36, and then you can write down your answer. So they may give you questions where you have to again, over this step you have to again multiply it. So never get confused in those questions. You always go to the question and pick the required digit. I hope we are all clear with the first type of question that may be asked in your upcoming examination, right? I know just right after your holidays, very soon you are going to have your half yearlies, and this is the chapter that is for surely going to come in your half yearlies. So this is the best time, this is the best series where you can revise all your concept, all your backlogs, right? So if any of your friend is there who is still struggling with all these things, you can also give them the link of these videos and this platform, so that they can also get benefited by all the lectures we are delivering over here. All right, now let's move to the next part. All right, this is also very small and beautiful question. The question is saying are the square root of all positive integer is irrational? If not, you have to give the example, right? So they are saying ki if you take any positive integer and if you do the square root of those, will the answer always get converted into irrational, or it can be something else? So for this, let's take few examples. So we have seen the answer is no, but the question is, if not, give us some example. All right. Now you think about a number 4. Now certainly 4 is positive integer, yes. And if you find out the square root of 4, what will be the answer? The answer will be 2. Now you tell me that whether 2 is irrational or rational. The answer is, ma'am, we know that it is irrational. Even if you find out the square root of 9, your answer will be 3. Again, it will be rational. And in a similar way, you can do it for 16, 25, and there can be many number, 49 under root of 121. Right? So we got to know that there are many positive integers whose square root is not irrational, but it is rational. So I hope this is clear to all of you. All right, now let's come to the part which is the most important part of this whole chapter, and this is the concept from which there can be even 2 questions asked in your examination, right? So this is that important question. This is that topic from which you will always see a question in your exam. And if I am wrong, tell me that you have not seen any question from this topic if you have given any of the exam in your previous in the previous months, right? And I'm sure that I'm not wrong, right? Chalo. All right, let's start that how we can express non-terminating and repeating form in the form of P by Q. And for this we have taken an example 0.6 bar. So I'll tell you 2-3 simple steps that you have to follow to get the result. All right. Now the first step is always to write the number in elaborated form, right? What do I mean by elaborated form? That first let's give this a name, give this a value x, because it is certainly going to have some value. So we have just named it as x. Now just elaborate. Now if you will look that there is a bar on 6, means 6 is repeating. right? So if I want, I can write it as 6, 6, 6, 6 and so on, and just name this as equation number 1. Now this is the first step that you can't skip in this question, right? So no matter what digit they have given over here, you have to follow the first step as it is. Now the second common step, always and always multiply equation number 1 by 10. All right, let's do it. So multiply equation 1 by 10. All right, on both sides. All right, when you will do it, what you will get? This will be 10x, and if you multiply this thing, the 6 will be transformed over here, shifted towards here, and you will left with something like this. And we have again given it a new name, which is equation number 2. Now you have to pause on this and you have to ask one question. Do we have any two equation whose elements, whose digits after decimal is same? Again, I am repeating the question after this step, that you have to ask whether I have two equation whose digit after decimal place is same or not. Let's find. So the digits over here after decimal is 6, 6 and 6. And the digits after decimal, I am saying after decimal, not before. Before decimal, we don't care. Just look at the digit after decimal. So after decimal, this has this has this. So they are exactly same. If you'll get this, you are ready to move to step 3, right? But if not, what we have to do, we'll see this in next question. But here, as we know, the digits in the first equation and in the second equation are same. So we can move to our next step, which is you have to subtract the smaller equation, the small digit from the bigger one. So certainly you can see equation number 2 has bigger digits. So we will subtract the first equation from 1. So on this side, on LHS, you are going to get 10x minus x equal to, and how much this will be? 6 minus 0. So if you will further solve this, it will be 6, this will be 9x, and then if you will further write this, you are going to get 6 by 9. Now this is also not the final answer, because when you talk about p by q, you know that p and q are integer. Along with that, they should be in simplified form, means they should be co-prime, means their HCF should be 1. There should be nothing common apart from 1. So it will be 3 2s are 3 3s are. So the answer will be 2 by 3. What does it mean? This means if you will divide 2 by 3, you are going to have this again, right? If you don't believe, let's do it. Alright, let's do it. Let's divide 2 by 3. So first you have to use a decimal and you will do it. And then 3 6 are 18. You left with 2. Again there is a decimal, you will put 0, then 6, then 18, then 2, then 0, then 6, then 18. And in a similar way, you know, you have to keep on doing and keep on doing, right? So we know either we write 2 by 3 or we write 0.6 bar, they both say the same thing. And even hence we have proved that if we have non-terminating yet repeating form of the decimal, they will turn into rational numbers only. So I hope till this part everyone is clear. Now there are various examples in this concept, so we'll do it after this. But I hope till here we all are clear. Let me check if there is any comment of my students, so that if I am leaving any of your doubt, I can clear it simultaneously. So students, this is my humble request from all of you, that if this is the best time where we can clear your doubts, right? So I hope that, all right, voice is properly clear. but there is no such comment as for now. All right. Okay. So even after this, if you have or found any query, you can comment, right? So don't worry on this part. Okay, let's move to the next question, which is again on the same concept. We have to convert anything which is given over here into P by Q form. So the number is now 0.47 bar. Now you can see that the bar is now only at 7, not on 4. So the first step is common, that we have to write it in the elaborated form. So let's do it. So the first thing will be writing it as 0.4777 and so on, and we have to name it as equation number 1. Alright, we have done this. Now next what we have to do, we have to multiply equation number by 10. Right, so let's do it. So now we are multiplying equation 1 by 10. When you will do this, you will get the next immediate equation as 10x, and this 4 will be shifted. So it will become 4.777, and you have to name it as equation number 2. Now the point is, here at this step I told you have to ask one question, and what was that question? You have to ask whether we have two equations whose digits after decimal is same or not. So let's see. Here after decimal it starts from 4, 7, 7 and so on, but this starts from 7. So they are not same. Means in this question we can't jump to step 3, right? So what do we have to do? We have to again multiply our equation. The latest equation you will again multiply by 10. So again what we will do, we will multiplying equation 2 by 10, right? Let's do it again. So this will be 100. So this will be 100x, and this 7 will be shifted. So this will be 47.77 and so on, and let's name it as equation number 3, right? So again you have to ask that question over here, that whether we have two equations whose digits after decimal is same or not. Let's check that do they have same or do they have same. First and third is same or second or third is same. So answer is very clear that ma'am, second and third are the required equation where the digits after decimal is same. But just think, what if even in equation 3 we will not get the digits same? Then again you have to multiply your latest equation, means the third one, by 10. Suppose even after that you will not get the same equation, then again multiply by 10. Right? So you keep on doing this until you will get any of those two equations same, means the same digits, means you know that I am talking about the digits after decimal, right? So now I hope you understand that we have to do this multiplication again and again till the part we are going to get those two required equations. Alright, but fortunately we have got them. So you know that after this, the step number 3 is that you have to subtract the smaller one from the bigger one. So here from equation 3 you have to subtract equation number 2. Let's do it here. So it will be 100x minus 10x, and this will be equal to how much? 47 minus 4. So this will be 43 and this will be how much? 90. And then if you will further simplify this, you will get this, and now you know that this will not be further simplified. So the number, the P by Q form that will give you 0.47 bar will be 43 divided by 90. Alright, so I hope this part is clear to all my students, right? Now there is one more interesting question on this, which is this. Alright, let's do it also. Here we may have to multiply 3 times. So I am making sure that we will do each and every kind of question in which you may get confused. so that there will be nothing that you have to do at home. You will just practice the same kind of questions only, right? So now we know the first step is very simple, that we have to write it in the elaborated form. Now we will do this in little speeding manner, right? So 0 0 1 0 0 1, this is what repeating. Now we know that we have to just multiply the first equation by 10. So we are multiplying the equation number 1 by 10. So the next equation that you will get 10x, this 0 will be shifted. So this will become 0.010010001, and you will name it as another equation 2. It is clear that digits are not same. So when the digits are not same, you have to again multiply the latest equation by 10. Now this is also one important step, that the equation in which you are multiplying should be latest. So this is not the latest one, right? This is the latest one, because if you will multiply this by 10, you can get confused. Alright, so then it will be 100, and then you know this 0 will be shifted. So you can write 0.10, alright, yes, 100, 1001 and so on, and let's name it as equation number 3. Now you can see that we still not got those two equations whose digit after decimal is same. But again, the process, the algorithm is not going to change. You have to again multiply by 10. But which equation? The latest one. So latest one is equation number 3. Let's multiply it, right? So I know in this way your patience can be checked, but by using this approach, you can never ever go wrong. Because there is one more approach that is being given in your NCERT, and that we use, many teachers, many other people use. But by that approach, you know, sometime to remember when to multiply by 10, when to multiply by 100, you may get confused in the exam time. Now by this approach, you have to remember just one thing, that we have to multiply by 10. Now there is nothing else that you have to remember, right? So now this 1 will be shifted, it will be 0 0 1, right? This is 0 0 1 and so on. Now let's name it as 4. Now at this point, can you now easily see that yes, we got those two equations whose digits after decimal is same. And which two equations are those? Now equation number 4 and equation number 1, alright? And the bigger one is 4. So we have to subtract the first equation from the fourth equation. So when you will do this, 4 minus 1, what you are going to get? It will be 1000x minus x, and then there will be 1 minus 0. So this will be 1 and this will be how much? 999x, and then you are going to get your answer like this, and that's it. Right? This is the final P by Q form of the given decimal format. Right? Now students, they will never ask you, you know, a question in which you are keep on doing it up till 10th equation, right? This is the maximum limit that they can go with, right? So don't worry and don't lose patience that ma'am we are again and again multiplying by 10, and what if they will give us a longer repetition one. So don't worry students, right? They are not giving these kind of questions to check your patience, right? But this is one approach from which you can never go wrong, and maximum till 4 equation they will give the question like this. All right, so I hope this part is clear to all my students. Now this is also one question that is being asked in your exam. Question is 0.999. Can you convert this in the form of P by Q? Alright, and they are saying, are you surprised by our answer? Now, first we have to find out the answer, then only we can check that we are surprised or not. Now saying, if yes, can you ask your teacher and classmate that why the answer makes sense? Now, there must be something suspicious in that answer. That's why they are saying that ask your teachers and classmate and that does the answer make any sense or not. Let's see what the answer is. Now, you know, once you will write it in the elaborated form, you'll get a number like this. Alright. Now if you will multiply this by 10, you are going to get this, and you can see the digits after this and this is same. So you can subtract equation number 2, equation number 1 from 2. So when you will do it, you will get the LHS as 10x minus x and the RHS will be 9 minus 0, right, which will give you another number like this. So when you will solve this part, you will be getting 9x equal to 9. So this will become what? This will become x equal to 9 by 9, which is equal to 1. Now the point is, ma'am, in all the previous question, whenever we have converted this kind of decimal form, we got something in numerator, something in denominator, right? We never left with the numerator and denominator as 1. Means we never have left with the integer, right? But in this question, surprisingly, it is equal to 1. But does 1 equal to 0.99? How it is making sense? Because when we know that you have told us that whenever we have even converted this thing, right, 2 by 3, right, when you will convert it, this will be 0.666 and so on, right? So it makes sense because we have seen that when we have multiplied 2 by 3, it was exactly coming like this. But in the case of this, if you will multiply 1 by 1, you are going to get 1, not 0.99. Then how this is true? So this is true because at a glance, if you will see, if you will observe 0.99, this is nothing but it is very, very close and equal to 1, 0.9999. If you think this, don't you think this number is very close to 1? Means there is no gap between 0.99 to 1. That's why the answer is surprising, but the answer is okay. Alright. So I hope till this part we are all clear with everything that we have discussed so far. So we have discussed about variety of numbers. Then we have discussed how we can find n rational number between two given rational number. Then we have understood the most important part of this chapter, which is how to convert non-terminating and repeating form in the form of P by Q. So I hope till this part we are clear. Now the parts that we are left with are how to represent irrational number on numbers line, right? How to rationalize a given number, and then how to use identity and exponents and powers law in different kind of questions, right? Alright. Let's move to another question. They are saying find 3 different irrational number between these two given numbers. Okay. Now we know for finding irrational we have just one property. It should be non-terminating, it should be non-repeating. But for that we should know that what's the decimal form of these two numbers, right? So at one side you have to divide 5 by 7, and on the other side we will divide 9 by 11. If you will do it, you have to use a decimal and you will put a 0 like this. So 7s are 49, and how much you are left with? 1. Decimal is there, so use a 0 and this will be 1. Then you are left with 7 and then this, right? In the same way you can do it, but we don't need it in any after this, right? You are required to do it just till 2 decimal places, it's enough. But in case, there will be one case where you can be required, but I'll tell you that. Let's see over your part, over this part it will be 8s and 88, then you are left with 2, decimal is there, 11 1s and 11 and then 9 and so on. It will keep on going, right? This will. Now just suppose if after dividing the digit that you are getting after dividing is 7 1, and in a same way if you may get it 7 1, then in that case you may require to divide it for one more place. But if you have different digits over here, right, then it is not compulsory to do it up till 3 places or 4 places or 5 places. 2 places are enough. Now what after this? Now the question they are saying that you need to find three irrational number between these numbers, right? Now how you will do it? What you have to do, you have to just pick the numbers between these two given number, right? And you know that between 71 and 81 the numbers can be 72, the numbers can be 73, the number can be 75. All right, definitely we have to use decimal, decimal, decimal and decimal. Now which kind of number you have to form? You have to make irrational number. Now it has the condition that it should not follow a pattern, it should not terminate. Not terminate means you have to use decimal, you have to use decimal, you have to, not decimal, you have to use this dot dot. Now if you don't want to make pattern, then you write any number in your own way. Suppose I write 710, then 100, then 1000. You may say, ma'am, it's also a pattern, but it's not a repeated pattern, right? And what irrational numbers say? They should not follow a repeated pattern and they should not terminate. Now you can see this number is following both of those property, including that this number is lying between those two numbers. You can't pick a number 0.82. You can't pick a number as 0.68 because this will cross this boundary, this will cross this boundary. So the first thing that you have to make sure, whatever number you are picking, it should be between them, not even on the boundary. Means you can't pick a number 0.710100. It will go wrong. You can't even make a number like 810, 100 and 1000. You can't do it because that will cross the boundary. I hope this part is clear. Now you have to again make a number which will not follow a repeated pattern. So you can take it 1 2, 1 2 2, 1 2 triple 2, anything like which whatever you is coming in your mind. 5 7, 5 7 right? 5 7 anything, right? But all these numbers are now lying between 5 by 7 and 9 by 11. All these numbers are irrational. So this is also a very important kind of question that they may ask. They also may include that write 2 rational and 2 irrational. So for rational, what do you have to do? Suppose in the same question they will ask you that also write 3 rational. Now for being rational, first either terminate it. So between 7 1 and 8 1 you can take it 7 5 but terminate it. So this is also one number. But if you don't want to terminate it, you can take it 7 5 7 5 7 means you have to follow a pattern. So in this way they can ask you any kind of question in this, right? So for today's class, this is all that I wanted to teach, right? If you have faced any kind of problem in the question that I have delivered in today's class, you can just comment me down, students, right? We will when we will be having our next class, right, I'll also tell you a cheat trick by which you can just convert those P by Q form in just 10 seconds. But for that you have to stay updated with your next class. Now I know that right after 15 minutes, right, you have your chemistry SST class, right, with your new faculty. So I will not introduce her. She'll come and she will introduce herself with all of you. But I just know that you all have enjoyed this class and you have the purpose of this class should not vanish, which is to remove all the doubts, all the backlog that you guys are having as for now, right? So I will see you all in my next class. Till then you have to make sure that you have subscribed this channel so that you will not miss any of the update regarding your timetable, regarding the uploadation of your class note and the worksheets, right? Those worksheets are really very helpful for the preparation of your school examination and your upcoming half-yearly examination. If you want to excel in your upcoming half-yearly examination, you can't miss on those worksheets. So till then, I hope you all have enjoyed because I have enjoyed a lot. I'll see you all in my next class. Till then, I want you to take care of yourself. Stay hydrated. Bye bye, everybody. See you.